Good eats. Good eats for Johnny Boy. Oh, you're here. Hi, and welcome to the special On the Lam version of the Johnny Vegas Show. Let it be known that no warrants, no police officers, and no speed limits will stop me from bringing fantasy football to you, the viewer. So, with no further ado, except for much respect to my good friend, Mr. Boss Hogg, let's get started. Coming right off the bat, we got the A-holes going up against Team Snake-the-Puss. Now, A-holes, I don't want you to think of this as your season being over, because there are two things that are very important that are not to be lost here. First and foremost, you beat a team with a 10-streak record. That's commendable. Second, you're going to go in as the #1 seed next year, and that's going to open up the floodgates for doom, destruction, and mayhem. But you know what? There's a gate number 3 waiting for you. You have a chance to take out Snake-the-Puss. Keep in mind, I'm favoring Snake-the-Puss by 6, because they are a mighty unit, and I'm curious to see how they're going to perform in the playoffs. But here's the thing. They're in a win-to-get-in situation. So, while I'm curious, you can be furious and go after them. Do that to your heart's content, even though I'm still going to give it to Team Snake-the-Puss. 6 points. A little thirsty over here. Hey, Sweet Cheeks, you want to rustle me up a drink? Hold that shot. Try not to get my tie in the mashed potatoes. And thanks, Dollface. Moving on. We got the Vandals going up against the Terror. Now, Vandals, I'd be a little bit sore if I were you. You lost by 1 point. You're in the playoffs, but it was a bit hair at the chinny chin chin. But if you're mad now, prepare to get even super furious. Because I'm going to favor the Terror this week by 22 points and lock of the week. Terror are coming on stronger than I have seen any team come on in a long time going into this playoffs. I don't know how long they're going to sustain it, but I know going into week 13, all about numerology, 13 is an unlucky number, and it's a number associated with Terror. Terror, 22 points. You heard it here. Cuda, you knock that off. You knock that off, Cuda. I'm watching you. Up next, we have the Senators going up against the Extractors. Now, what's really neat about this matchup is the fact that these are teams that could really set the tone going into the playoffs here. Because right now, both these teams, I kind of see them kind of being in between the mix. Not someone who I would put money on to win the whole thing, but that could change after this week. That said, I'm going to give this one to the Senators by 4 points. The Extractors, you've been getting my love, but I think the Senators are a little bit tired of their current streak. And I think they want to make it go. Senators by 4. Do you want some salt? Want some salt? Here. Go get your salt. Up next, we got a humdinger of a match. We got the Thunder going up against the Roughnecks. As far as I'm concerned, the Roughnecks are the new kings of this league. They not only vanquished the Slaughterhouse. Yeah, vanquished. It wasn't a one-team off. We'll get to that in a minute. But the Roughnecks now have a streak that could possibly get even bigger. How's that for frightening? Just when you think there's one ugly, scary monster in the movie, there's 2 of them. Well, here's the thing. I'm going to put a little bit of a spin on this and a little bit of a personal favor to the #1 fan of the Jamestown Thunder, Deputy Enos Strait. And thanks to you, Enos Strait, I'm going to give the straight poop. The Thunder are going to win this one, but I'm going to give them the smallest advantage I've given all season. 2 points. Please keep in mind the following. Last week, 3 of 5 games were determined by 3 or less points. Amongst them was the Thunder winning by a single point. I'm going to give them 2 because I like them and Deputy Enos Straight likes them. 2 points. Thunder. Hey, Cletus, you got that money you owe me? Nah. Last but not least, you know what? I am going to call this one the least. We have the Slaughterhouse going up against the Heidi Hangman. Slaughterhouse, I'm looking straight into your Steinhoffy eyes and telling you, you disappointed me. 1 loss to an incredible team, I get that. 2 losses in a row where you're not quite living up to your potential? I thought you were going to be the beast, the man. Apparently the beast has already been slayed and the rest is just floor show. Because I'm going to give this one to the Hangman by 4 points. The reason I'm going to give this one to the Hangman, I'm not quite entirely sure. Maybe it's the fact that they're standing over people's heads with a noose on week 13. Maybe it's the Steinhoff Slaughterhouse possibly exhausting all their tricks just to get that impressive streak. Maybe it's the fact that I'm smelling the chicken, the wonderful aroma, and it's driving me into a frenzy. But regardless, Hangman by 4. You want to know the secret to what goes in this wonderful dish right here? The buttermilk biscuits. You know what they make the buttermilk out of? They make it out of goat's milk. They squeeze the goat as soon as you walk in the restaurant. And to God. So those are my picks for this week. I'm hoping that you enjoyed the show. And now if you'll excuse me, I'm going to sit back and enjoy me some fine cuisine here at the Boar's Nest. What do you mean I gotta sing for my supper? Uh-oh. And cut. My dinner is now cold.